In the heart of an oppressive, moonless night, I found myself setting forth on a journey down a desolate, winding road. The unsettling silence that enveloped me clung to the very atmosphere like an intangible shroud, as if the night itself held a dark secret it was reluctant to unveil. The trees that flanked the road seemed to take on a malevolent persona, their branches twisted and gnarled like the fingers of specters, casting ever-shifting and ominous shadows that danced in eerie patterns beneath the dim, wavering glow of my headlights. As I ventured deeper into the inky blackness, an undeniable and heavy chill settled around me, seemingly seeping into my bones. It was as if the very air was laden with a suffocating sense of foreboding, and I couldn't escape the notion that I had entered a realm where the ordinary rules of reality held no sway. The road itself, a serpentine labyrinth of treacherous twists and turns, appeared to extend infinitely, winding its way into the darkest recesses of my imagination. Amid this unnerving silence, the low hum of my engine became a lifeline to sanity, a fragile tether to the familiar world I was desperately trying to cling to. It was the only sound in this nightmarish tableau, a constant reminder that I was not entirely alone, even though the world beyond my headlights had succumbed to an unnatural and unsettling stillness. Then, like a sinister harbinger of doom, my headlights captured a pair of luminous eyes in the distance. They blazed with an intensity that defied any rational explanation, casting an eerie and unnatural luminescence into the surrounding darkness. My heart raced, and I approached the source of this otherworldly apparition with a mixture of dread and morbid curiosity, my grip on the steering wheel growing white-knuckled. From the inky void, a nightmarish figure emerged. Its face was a grotesque mask of torment, twisted into a malevolent grin that revealed a row of teeth far too numerous and wickedly sharp for any human. Its eyes, hollow and devoid of any trace of humanity, locked onto me with an unwavering and malevolent gaze, as though it could see into the very darkest corners of my soul. Panic coursed through my veins, and I reacted on instinct, slamming my foot on the accelerator. My tires wailed in protest as I tore away from this loathsome presence. But even as I fled, I couldn't shake the ominous sensation that I was being relentlessly pursued by something that defied all rational explanation. In the rearview mirror, those sinister eyes remained fixed on me, an unrelenting and malevolent force that seemed resolute in its pursuit, following me until it finally dissolved into the all-encompassing darkness. Trembling and shaken to my very core, I was left grappling with a profound and haunting uncertainty about the nature of reality itself. That nightmarish encounter left an indelible mark on my psyche, a chilling memory forever etched into the deepest and darkest corners of my soul. A relentless reminder that there exist some horrors that defy all reason and remain woven into the fabric of the unexplained. On a pitch-black night, precisely at the stroke of midnight, a group of friends found themselves compelled to take a journey down a winding, desolate road, the date being Friday the 13th. It was an eerie convergence of time, date, and location that had stirred their curiosity, and youthful bravado led them to embark on this unsettling adventure. The surrounding silence hung like an invisible shroud, as if the world itself held its breath in anticipation of what this group was about to encounter. The trees that lined the road, their gnarled branches reaching out like spectral fingers, cast eerie, ever-shifting shadows, adding to the unsettling ambience. Their decision to undertake this journey on a night where superstitions held sway had been equal parts excitement and trepidation. Among the group, Sarah, a thrill-seeker with a penchant for the supernatural, had heard rumors about the road and its ominous history, stories of unexplained phenomena and eerie encounters that only intensified on Friday the 13th. She believed this night held the key to uncovering the road's dark secrets, promising her friends a night they would never forget. Mark, a skeptic in the group, had agreed to come along, thinking it was all a hoax. He believed he could debunk any supernatural claims with his rationality and logic, and this midnight adventure was an opportunity to prove that there was no substance to the superstitions surrounding the date. Michelle, an amateur photographer, was fascinated by the eerie aesthetics of the place. She hoped to document the journey, capturing the chilling ambience, shadows, and perhaps even the unexplainable. The combination of the time, date, and location made it an irresistible opportunity to create captivating images. As the group ventured further into the inky void on that fateful Friday the 13th, a palpable chill settled in the air, an electric charge that seemed to pulse through the night, enhancing the eeriness of the evening. Their modern vehicle's advanced sensors picked up every detail, adding to the surreal atmosphere of their journey, as if technology itself was attuned to the supernatural. The only sound amidst the surreal silence was the low hum of their car's engine, a modern lifeline to the world they had left behind. It was the only sound in this eerie tableau, serving as a reminder that their reality remained tethered to the world they knew, even as the time and date added an uncanny dimension to their adventure. Then, as their modern vehicle advanced down the winding road, the group's advanced sensors picked up a pair of luminous eyes in the distance. They shone with an unearthly intensity, casting a spectral glow into the surrounding darkness. Sarah's excitement was palpable, as she believed this might be the moment they had been waiting for, an encounter that would validate her supernatural beliefs on the most fitting night of all. As the eerie apparition emerged from the digital abyss at the stroke of midnight on that ominous Friday the 13th, Mark's skepticism began to waver. The figure's visage twisted and distorted, like a corrupted video feed, an experience that defied his attempts at logical explanations. Michelle's camera started clicking, capturing every distorted detail, her enthusiasm undeterred even as a shiver ran down her spine. Panic surged through the group as the malevolent figure locked onto them, its haunting gaze unsettling and inscrutable. Sarah, Mark, and Michelle instinctively pushed the accelerator on their high-tech dashboard, the electric motor whining in protest as they sped away from this unnerving presence, all in the dead of night and on that eerie date. Even as they fled, the sinister eyes remained locked on their digital rearview camera, a relentless entity determined to haunt their every modern moment. The group left the scene shaken and uncertain, their perception of reality forever altered by the convergence of time, date, and location on that spine-chilling night. They were left grappling with unsettling questions about the nature of their modern existence, as the time, date, and location of their eerie encounter remained etched in their memories, a chilling reminder that there exist some horrors that defy all reason, even in the context of modern technology. As the friends found themselves in the eerie cabin, they couldn't help but notice the oppressive atmosphere that clung to the place. It was as if the very air inside the cabin was heavy with a sense of foreboding. The single, flickering candle on the table did little to dispel the darkness that enveloped the room, casting long, ominous shadows on the decaying walls. Mark's skepticism had waned, replaced by a growing unease. He no longer questioned the supernatural nature of their predicament. "I don't like this. We should have never come here. There's something deeply wrong with this place." Tom, too, couldn't shake the feeling that they had crossed a threshold into a realm beyond their understanding. "We need to figure out how to get out of here. This cabin may be a trap as well." The diary that Sarah had picked up revealed more disturbing entries, each one dripping with despair and madness. She continued reading, her voice trembling with every word. September 5th, 1947. The forest keeps changing. It's alive, and it knows my fears. I can hear them, the voices of the lost souls who traveled this road. They beckon to me from the shadows. The cabin seemed to close in around them, and the sense of being watched persisted, making the friends uneasy guests in a dwelling that clearly held dark secrets. The flickering candle's light grew more erratic, casting eerie, dancing silhouettes that seemed to whisper their own stories. As they explored further, they stumbled upon a set of old photographs. The images depicted families, travelers, and wanderers who had crossed paths with Hollow Road over the decades. In each photo, there was something unnerving, a shadowy figure in the background, obscured by the fog, the same spectral presence that had appeared on the road. Sarah's voice quivered as she spoke. These people. They all encountered the same malevolent force. They all crossed paths with that figure. The photos served as a chilling reminder that their ordeal was not an isolated incident. They were part of a long line of travelers who had been ensnared by the sinister road. Outside the cabin, the forest murmured and sighed, its trees moving with a grotesque rhythm. Strange, ghostly lights flickered once more, illuminating a path that seemed to lead deeper into the heart of the cursed woods. The friends knew they couldn't stay in the cabin, and they couldn't deny the call of the flickering lights. It was as if the forest itself beckoned to them, promising answers or perhaps an escape from this nightmare. Mark, now fully convinced of the supernatural nature of their predicament, spoke with a newfound urgency. We can't stay here. We have to follow that path. Maybe it leads to a way out, or at least some answers. With their hearts in their throats and a growing dread in their souls, they ventured back into the enveloping darkness of the forest. The spectral figure from the road had not left their thoughts, and the realization that they were not alone in this cursed place gnawed at them. The path led them deeper into the forest, the ghostly lights casting an eerie greenish glow on the gnarled trees that surrounded them. The air grew colder, and the feeling of being watched persisted, intensifying with every step. Hours passed, or perhaps it was minutes, as time remained a distorted concept. The forest seemed to change, its layout shifting and twisting like a malevolent puzzle. Their footsteps echoed in the silence, and every rustle of leaves or snapping twig set their nerves on edge. Tom finally spoke, his voice barely above a whisper. "We're lost. There's no way out of this nightmare.